Chapter 2155. Something happened to the Wolwan Empire? 2 months have passed since the tsunami. Time flies like an arrow. During the busy time, the 2 months passed very quickly, and the entire Huashu kingdom did not slack off during this period. At the training ground in Blizzard City, aliens from various regions are intensifying their training every day. In their hands, they have complete intelligence about the aliens in the Wolwan Empire. They have information on almost every Epsilon-level alien in the Wolwan Empire. Then assign special people to provide targeted training for specific objects. For example, the combination of Deng Shintong and Su Chunlei, the combination of Hu Mengfong of the Northeast Army and Jiang Guanghan of the National Protection Army, and so on. Their cooperation is becoming more and more tacit, and the fusion of their abilities can unleash astonishing power. As long as the abilities of 2 Black Chariot-level mutants can be integrated and they can cooperate with each other 100%, they can definitely compete with the White Bishop-level mutants. Zhang Yi and Yang Xinxin saw this with their own eyes, and because of this, they strengthened their determination to train the aliens. In the southeastern region, the newly built closed factory is operated by a large number of mechanical life forms every day under the personal guidance of Liu Karen. In the 6 major military regions, various abandoned warships, aircraft carriers, armored vehicles, and tanks were piled up. Liu Qian activated his own abilities and used the method of nothingness transformation to turn them into the steel plates and electronic components he needed without any smelting. Brian and Professor Da Vinci have been staying in Blizzard City and can feel that the atmosphere here has become very normal. But the military area is not open to them. The man and the dog knew that the Huashu kingdom was preparing for war, but they never thought that they were planning to attack the Wolwan Empire. Just think, they are making defensive preparations. Even for them, it was completely unimaginable that the human kingdom would attack a powerful underground civilization. Just like them in Colombia, the officials' final choice was to coexist with the underground civilization in the Daoshi district and the creatures in Abyss number 51 in a relatively peaceful manner. However, Professor Da Vinci and Brian were not idle either. Professor Da Vinci has been studying the little gray man under the devil's eye, while Brian is busy enjoying his wonderful dog life with girls on both sides. In the blink of an eye, 3 months passed. The war between Huashu Kingdom and Wolwan Empire that the whole world wanted to see did not break out. They just vaguely felt that there was a deeply hidden fuse that they didn't know when it would be ignited. Both the Huashu Kingdom and the Wolwan Empire remained strangely calm. But this atmosphere has a sense of impending storm. Zhang Yi would occasionally take a walk around the uninhabited island, but he would not get close to it. He would just take a look and then leave. This gave Claude a headache. It's like a fisherman who knows that a big fish is right in front of the bait and is about to take the hook, but the fish always suddenly flicks its tail and flies away just before it bites. Claude had no better way, so he carefully scattered the fragments of the source of God and the spirit of sacrifice bit by bit, and he also began to increase the amount of bait. 3 months passed. Zhang Yi is still in Blizzard City, and his silence is somewhat unfamiliar. During this period of time, many things happened in the outside world. In Europe, the Knights of the Round Table returned from their expedition to Atlantis. But this time, they did not achieve the same victory as usual. It is said that when they entered the 3rd level of Atlantis, they encountered extremely terrifying sea monsters. Many Knights of the Round Table were seriously injured. If it weren't for King Arthur and Merlin fighting to the death, the Knights of the Round Table would have lost half of their members in this adventure. Zhang Yi knew very well what was going on. In Atlantis, there is a powerful ancient civilization, and those giant sea beasts possess extremely powerful strength. Even Zhang Yi today is unwilling to have conflicts with them. However, they had helped the Wolwan Empire ambush him in the weak water abyss, and Zhang Yi would remember this grudge. Well, one day when Zhang Yi becomes stronger, he will come to collect this debt. Let's not think about it now. Other countries also have their own rumors. For example, after the North defeated Fremons, although there were serious population losses, the strength of the aliens in the Temple of the Gods was greatly improved. Half a month ago, Morana went to the Arctic Ocean and had a collision with a mysterious ice and snow civilization in that area. It is said that she killed a strange bishop-level creature alone. The open and covert struggles between the Junjing Church and the Tong organization continue. The Arctic Ice Sea, the huge Antarctic ice circle, the huge rainforest of South America. Strange things are happening in many places that Zhang Yi has never been to. Even in the distant sky, many wonderful changes have occurred on Mars and the Moon. These changes have been keenly captured by astronomical bureaus in various countries, but they have not been easily revealed to the public to avoid causing panic. The world is big, and everyone is the protagonist of his own world. Even when Zhang Yi is not around, their lives are also very exciting, and they are writing their own brilliance. But Zhang Yi doesn't care about those things. He hopes that his presence will be less noticeable, and it would be best if everyone ignores his existence. Only in this way can you ensure your safety to the greatest extent. Just like now, even though he has made sufficient preparations to start a war, he still feels that the preparations are not enough. But the Wolwan Empire also became honest, which really made Zhang Yi feel unusual. In order to make more adequate preparations, I have already ordered the East China Sea and Jiangnan regions to begin gathering personnel. Residents in the coastal areas are now either moving to the highlands in central Huaxi country or entering underground shelters. But the people from the Wolwan Empire have stopped attacking us. Have they really given in? Zhang Yi couldn't quite understand this phenomenon. Is it just a matter of setting a trap there? No, it won't. The people of the Wolwan Empire are not stupid. Even if they really want to use a trap to kill Zhang Yi, they will create confusion through other means. Could it be that something went wrong over there? Or is there some bigger conspiracy? A chill ran down Zhang Yi's heart. Attention, everyone in each region. Do not go out. You cannot leave the land, even if you are beaten to death. Zhang Yi made up his mind that as long as he stayed on the land of Huaxu Kingdom, the gatekeepers of the underworld would not dare to invade. Right now, he is the only one who has the ability to escape from the gatekeeper of Hades. All regions are trembling with fear and are more cautious. Claude on the uninhabited island really couldn't sit still anymore. He already suspected that his ambush plan had been exposed. Otherwise, why was there no major movement from Huaxu country? Chapter 2156 Playing with You. Although he killed many humans during this period, none of them were the prey he wanted. At best, they were some small fish and shrimps. Not even a single black chariot-level alien appeared. Other countries were just like Colombia. Even though they were not clear about the situation here, they all knew there was something fishy going on when they saw Huaxu Kingdom keeping its troops inactive. In fact, Zhang Yi did not completely fail to take action. He also sent some mechanical life forms into the depths of the cave to explore, but he himself just wandered around nearby at most. If we continue like this, we will just be wasting our time. Clot, who has been on the uninhabited island for several months, thinks so. However, the lizardmen officers under his command were quite patient. Ambush a powerful enemy is not something that can be done overnight. He is certainly tempted, but he was previously frightened by our Wolwan Empire, so he dares not easily appear on the ocean. Clot shook his head and said, "There's no point in continuing to fight like this. I'll show him what's here. If he remains indifferent, then we'll have to cancel this operation and find another way." As the commander-in-chief of this operation, Clot's orders could only be obeyed by other officers. So, on this night, the entire Southern Sea area was suddenly hit by thunder and lightning. A silver light shot up from the uninhabited island and went straight into the sky. A magnificent life energy spread out in all directions, illuminating a large area of sea. The afterglow of the light could be felt from hundreds of miles away. The spirit of sacrifice is an evolutionary substance required by even the highest level of life. A relatively complete sacrificial spirit requires at least tens of millions of advanced intelligent creatures to condense. And Claude had 3 of these substances in his hands. When this energy releases its breath, the higher the level of life of the alien, the more obvious the feeling will be. The light only flashed for a moment and then disappeared above the sea. But in less than 10 minutes, the whole world knew that there were a large number of sacrificial spirits here. Of course, the Huaxiu Kingdom, which is the closest, must be the first to receive the news. In the Donghai region, Li Guangxiao's body was shaking with excitement. Damn it, they're really a big spender. Damn it, it's really damnable. He pounded the table hard. His black deerskin gloves were tight, and his face was also tight, which was the emotion of grief and anger. A vast treasure lay before them. If they could obtain it, Xuanwu and Suzaku would have the opportunity to ascend to the rank of bishop. Although they couldn't reach that threshold directly, they would certainly reach this rank one day in the future. After all, not everyone is Zhang Yi, and the value of a sacrificial spirit to countries around the world is extremely precious. Li Guangxiao wants it too. Even the mouse would be jealous when it sees the delicious cheese on the mousetrap. Zhu Ke and Xuanwu remained silent. They even had the urge to give it a try. Anyway, the other party's target is Zhang Yi, so why don't they go over and give it a try? Maybe they will have a chance? But this thought only appeared for a moment before they suppressed it abruptly. The people of the Wulwan Empire are not fools, so how could they let them take away the precious sacrificial spirit for nothing? Boom, boom, boom. There was a knock on the door, and Li Chonggong appeared outside Li Guangxiao's office. Li Guangxiao frowned, but let him in. Li Shuai, what's going on in that area of the Southern Sea? Tell me about it. Li Chonggong came in with red eyes, obviously very eager. He couldn't hide this matter from her, as it had already become a huge uproar outside. Even some captain-level aliens in the East China Sea region planned to sneak over and try their luck. At this time, Li Guangxiao had no choice but to tell Li Chonggong what had happened. Hearing this, Li Chonggong sighed. There really is no free lunch in this world. Although they were very conflicted, they could only quickly inform Zhang Yi of the situation. What to do in the end is still up to Zhang Yi to decide. Late at night, Zhang Yi had already fallen asleep. He woke up from his sleep after receiving the news. After knowing what happened, his eyes lit up. Even for him, the spirit of sacrifice can enhance his strength. The most important thing is that he discovered that this thing can also increase the potential limit of the extraordinary to a certain extent. However, for Zhang Yi today, its greatest value is to help the team improve its overall strength. He had already experienced the baptism of the Ihan tribe's spiritual ocean, which was equivalent to opening up his run and do meridians, so his needs were not that high. But people like Zhou Kuer and Lu Kuran still really need this thing. Such a massive energy reaction. This time, the Wulwan Empire has truly made up its mind. Fine, fine, in that case, I won't be polite to you anymore. I can also take this opportunity to test my new equipment in advance. Zhang Yi woke up Lu Karen, and then the two of them went to the underground studio. Zhang Yi put Ling's human body into his own alien space, thought about it, and first woke up the appearance. Then he came to the living room, held the sleeping Huahua under his arm, and held the big Totoro in one hand. I'm going out for a while, and I'll be back after sorting out one thing. If everything goes well, I'll give you a huge surprise. Zhang Yi winked at Lu Karen. Although Lu Karen didn't know what it was, he was already looking forward to it. She watched Zhang Yi leave, thought for a while, and suddenly she completely lost her sleepiness, so she sat in the living room waiting for Zhang Yi to come back. On a dark night, a violent storm swept up the icy water from the cold ocean, washing over the small, uninhabited island. Crack! A loud thunder split the sky, and in the darkness, a dark figure appeared above the uninhabited island. The officers of the Wulwan Empire, who had been lying in ambush here for many days, discovered his presence and suddenly became excited. Chaos has appeared. Get ready immediately. Once he enters the cave, activate the device. This time, I'll kill him no matter what. Deep in the cave, a pair of scarlet eyes slowly opened, like two huge lanterns. The entire underground cave and every subtle change in every node are under its control. It was like a huge cage was set up, waiting for Zhang Yi to enter the net. Zhang Yi stared down. The worst possible outcome today is that the gatekeeper of Hades himself ambushed me here. But isn't this exactly what I want? Sooner or later, we will have a war. If I can't even save my life now, how can I negotiate and conquer the Wulwan Empire? Suddenly, Zhang Yi smiled. Just kidding. I was being overly cautious. Stay with me. We'll try to get you more updates. Please like and subscribe and share the video with your friends. Love you all.